All right, so in this outline, we're looking at women in the Civil War. And one of the things we want to keep doing is seeing how we can kind of connect it back to the American Revolution, see where we see similarities, see where we see differences. So I'll try to do that for you throughout the lecture. We're going to talk about women's economic responsibilities, like what that meant to be in control of things at the home when the men in their lives were off fighting in the war. We're going to see women are going to get some new possibilities in terms of labor in the Civil War, some possibilities of working in offices. We're going to look at the aid societies. This is going to be similar to what we saw in the Revolution with Esther Reed in terms of raising money. The aid societies are going to try to raise money and supplies for the troops. Women in the medical field, that's going to be a little different. That's women as nurses. They didn't have the option to be nurses in the American Revolution. They might have been they might have been nursing in the American Revolution, but it wasn't in official capacity. This is a shift in the Civil War. And we'll talk about women as nurses in the North. We'll talk about women as nurses in the South, and we'll talk about women of color as nurses because their experience is going to be very different. And then one of the things that we saw in the American Revolution was women serving in the war. And we're going to see that again in this war, except it's much bigger. We got way more examples. So I've got a handful of women here. 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 different women that are serving as soldiers or spies. And so those are some really fun stories. I think you're going to enjoy those. And then a couple of last things we want to consider there is women's protest in the war. Women are really, there's this idea that when women are done with the war's done. And we can really see that with the bread riots and with their letter writing. And then finally, we want to talk about what this war means for women of color. We'll have done that a little bit when we talk about the medical field and when we look at women as soldiers and spies. But that last bit there, trying to figure out, like, this is a war that ultimately is going to result in emancipation. What does that mean for women of color? And really, a lot of what we're doing there is going to be carried into the next lecture that looks at women under Reconstruction. All right, if you've got any questions, put those in the discussion board or send me an email. Take care.